How's it going, guys? I'm going to do my predictions here for the UFC 181 card, which is going to be in Las Vegas on Saturday, the December the 6th. I'm really looking forward to this card, especially the main card. Two championship fights, which are very intriguing. So I'm going to go straight to the main card predictions. First of all, in the lightweight division, it's Tony Ferguson against Abel Trujillo. Tony Ferguson, I've been a fan of his since he was on The Ultimate Fighter. That season was, I think it was season 11 with Junior Dos Santos and Brock Lesnar being the coaches. He won that season, looking very impressive. He's just a very skilled fighter. And his last fight against, I think it was against Danny Castillo in August. He looked very impressive there. I remember before that fight, he were kicking tyres, he were kicking car tyres or something to strengthen his shins, I remember. But Tony Ferguson, great fighter, and I think he will beat Abel Trujillo in the first fight of the main card. Second of all is Todd Duffy against Anthony Hamilton. I don't really know why this is above Tony Ferguson and Trujillo. I don't know why. Maybe because it's heavyweights, I don't know. But and I understand why Faber will be on the prelim card for the ratings and stuff like that. But Todd Duffy, he's a real young guy. I forgot how old he is. I think he's like 27. No, he's 28. And he's hardly competed since 2010. He's competed 2 times in 4 years, basically. The last, he competed in December 31st, 2010 against Alistair Overeem. I remember watching that fight live. He's competed like 2 times, or shall I say 3 times in 4 years. Which is, he's had illnesses and stuff like that, I've heard. So it's kind of surprising he comes back in on the main card. Anthony Hamilton, I actually don't really know too much about this guy, in all honesty. So I'll have to go with Todd Duffy because I know more about him. He's a dangerous fighter, very explosive. I don't know if this illness or whatever he's had going on will affect his fighting style. But, good luck to the guy, and I do think he will win. Next of all is Travis Brown against Brendan Schaub. I think this is a really good fight. Brendan has knockout power, and he has a really good ground game. He's competed at Metamoris. The jiu-jitsu thing what's going on at the moment. Not many people who the casual MMA fan won't really know too much about that, but he's competed there. Travis Brown, a big guy, uses his size well. I've heard he's changed training camp since his last loss against Verdum. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think he's wanted to learn, work on his striking. So I've been told, or so I've heard. But Travis Brown, remember the first time I seen him. He was against Czech Congo, and he had a draw there. I think Congo won that fight, but got deducted the point. That's the first time I remember seeing him, and then he made his mark at UFC 130 against Stefan Struve for that crazy ass Superman punch, which was just really good. He went on that 3-fight winning streak against Gonzaga, Overeem and Josh Barnett, which was very, very impressive. And then Fabricio Verdum in April beat him via decision, which was a great performance by Fabricio. And I actually thought Fabricio were going to lose that fight, to be honest with you. So against Brendan Schaub, this is the big fight for both of them in their career, because Brendan has just lost against Arlovsky. And that's kind of, that's a bad loss, because you've got a young up and coming heavyweight losing against a guy that was a champion, 10 years ago or something, who were fighting in the UFC 10 years ago. Even though there's not that much difference in age, it's normally the young heavyweight that's winning the veteran heavyweight, if I can put it that way. So I was pretty shocked that Brendan lost that fight, and I was really happy Arlovsky won, because he's one of my all-time favourite fighters in the UFC. So I'm going to go with Travis Brown, but I don't know if Brendan can get him down and maybe get a cheeky submission, I don't know. But I'll go with Travis Brown in this one. Next of all is Anthony Pettis against Gilbert Melendez. I've been watching The Ultimate Fighter. Really pretty decent season, but the thing I hadn't really liked about the last couple of Ultimate Fighters that I've watched is it's not like the reality show anymore. It doesn't seem reality based anymore like the earlier ones were. Like, for example, in the Ultimate Fighter Season 1, you had Chris Lieben going crazy, smashing windows, Bobby Southworth telling him, that, saying stuff about his dad and stuff. Like, there were crazy things that went on inside the house, which were like a reality show, but it was legit. It weren't faked or staged. It were the guys inside a house, testosterone, alcohol, fighting. It was simple as that. And the last couple of seasons of the Ultimate Fighter that I've took me time to watch, they're concentrating more on the fighting, and that's what really you watch it for, I suppose. But I miss that reality element that Spike TV and the UFC had back then. Anyway, Anthony Pettis and Gilbert Melendez. Pettis is like an injury-prone fighter. I think it's got to do with his style as well. It's very intense, physical, and if you're training like that, you will get injuries no matter who you are. Gilbert Melendez has got, he's got a great style of fighting, very tough guy. His last win was against Diego Sanchez, which was maybe, I don't know if it was the fight of the year. The fight of the year last year for me was Mark Hunt and Bigfoot, but my favourite round of the year was the second or third round of the Diego Sanchez fight with Melendez. But anyway, Anthony Pettis against him. This is a 50-50 thing for me, really. It's a pure 50-50. Pettis, he's got that, he can win a fight in the first round quite easily. He's very good with his kicks. But Gilbert Melendez has got that thing about him where he's very durable and he can fight to the death. I'm going to go with Melendez. I'm just going to go with it. Even though I think Pettis, like I said, 50-50, I'm going to go with Melendez. I'm just going to go for the win for Melendez. In the main event is Johnny Hendricks against Robbie Lawler. I said if these two guys have a rematch after the first fight finished, I said Robbie Lawler will win. And I think Robbie Lawler will win. I think he would have learnt so much in that first fight. It's obviously, I've been a fan of the UFC for so many years, and when you see a fighter getting his first championship fight, sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but guaranteed there'll be a better fighter after. And I think Robbie Lawler, even though he's been around for so many years, I can remember fighting Nick Diaz in the UFC back in the day, that will be a new experience for him, that fight against Johnny Hendricks. And, he fought against Matt Brown in a great fight. So he's been more active than Johnny Hendricks, who was coming back from an injury. And I just think Robbie Lawler is going to win this. I think he's going to put a lot of pressure on Johnny Hendricks and just grind it out. Maybe even stop him. That's easier said than done. But I think he's going to pressure him and win that fight. So thanks for watching my prediction video, guys. Just on Wikipedia. If you don't go on, I always go on Wikipedia to check the fight cards and see what's happening and everything to get all of my information. So thanks for watching, guys, wherever you're watching this event. I hope you enjoy it, and take care.